Hey guys, I'm Erik Peterson and I'm a men's dating and relationship coach for 𝕘𝕤𝕚𝕝𝕝 and today's attraction tips video is called Her Availability Equals Her Level of Interest. Now, you've probably heard me say in my videos, or you see me say it on my Facebook page, that it's far more important to watch what women do and not put so much emphasis on what they say. Now, I'm not saying what women tell you is worthless or that women are just a bunch of liars, but if she's not backing up those words with action, then don't believe her words. Her actions are the real message and they'll never lie. Men take all the heat for lying, but women lie or deceive just as much. And from my experience, what my experience has taught me is that they're much better at it. In fact, I remember not too long ago, I went out with this girl, I think it was about 2 years ago, and she was telling me that she's single and how she recently ended her relationship with her ex and she's ready to get back out there and date again. And after our first date, she disappeared for a while. I'm not so sure what happened to her, but I wasn't completely interested, so I didn't really care that much. And roughly a year later, she reached out to me again and wanted to get together. And I mentioned something about how I was wondering what happened to her. And then she went into this long thing about how she was still living with her boyfriend of 10 years and trying to leave the relationship. And she just totally forgot that a year ago, she told me that it was long over. And I found out a few other little lies she told me too, but putting aside all the red flags that were popping up everywhere, my point is that just because she's sweet and cute doesn't mean she's honest and can be trusted. I mean, not only was she lying to me, but she was clearly lying to her boyfriend too. But this is more about a woman's actions, because her actions will never lie. As I've told you guys before, women follow their emotions. She will act based on how she's feeling emotionally and how she's feeling in that particular moment, which is always subject to change. This is one of the reasons why they often seem crazy to us. I mean, so their actions will align with their current emotions. Now, let's say you're finding it more and more difficult to see your girl. She's not available for dates. When you do see her, she doesn't stick around for long. The sex is practically stopped. There's little, if any, affection. You know what I'm getting at. Her aloofness will often cause men to try harder, to make themselves more available, to be extra sweet, to be extra nice. All the while, they're only really pushing her away without realizing it. Now you're confused and everything is just spinning out of control and you don't know what just hit you. So in this attraction tips video, I'm going to be discussing how her level of availability will line up with her level of interest or attraction in you, and how to deal with it when she's showing signs of low interest. But if you guys need my personal help and you're interested in some private coaching, please head over to my website at 𝕘𝕤𝕚𝕝𝕝.com, click on the coaching tab, and there you'll see that I have several options for you to choose from. I offer standard email coaching as well as emergency email coaching, which includes a response from me on weekends and holidays. And I also offer both bi-weekly and monthly email coaching where I will work with you throughout that time period. Additionally, I offer phone coaching for my North American clients. Now, if you live outside the US, I will have something for you very soon. I know I keep saying that, but I promise it's coming. So just hang in there. But email coaching is always available if you can't wait. And I will post the links to both my contact page and my coaching page in the description down below. Now, if you pay attention to women's actions, it's actually kind of interesting how well they align with what they're feeling. If her attraction is high, she'll be super available, perhaps even annoyingly so. And at this point, she wants all of your attention, and if you're not giving it to her, she will often do what it takes to get it. If you ask her out, she'll be available. If you want her to come over, she'll hop into her car or whatever, and she'll be right over. And she won't be able to keep her hands off of you when she is with you. Now, on the other hand, if her attraction is low, she'll make excuses as to why she's not available, or she'll try to avoid answering you altogether. And that's if you could even get a hold of her. What's even more interesting, she could have just told you, let's say the day before, how much she loves you, or perhaps she spent the whole weekend with you and was by your side every step of the way. But today, it's a different story. She's just not feeling it. And this confuses the hell out of men, because as men, we take words at face value. We mean what we say, and we say what we mean. If she just told you that she loves you, but now you can't even get her on the phone, of course you're going to be really confused. But this is just the nature of women. They follow their emotions, and those emotions are always in flux. And this is one of the reasons why it's so important for you to have other things going on in your life, whether that be pursuing your goals, being on your purpose, or other girls if you're not in a committed relationship. And when you have other things going on, while it may sting the ego a bit that she's just not available when you want to see her, it won't make much of a difference because you have a pretty full plate as it is. In other words, not only are you being productive and getting ahead in life, but it makes it much easier dealing with these sorts of situations. Your time and your mind is occupied with real productivity. However, if you find yourself in this situation where she's not making herself available, the last thing that you want to do is try harder or start making yourself extra available. This will actually cause her to pull away even further because it sends her the message that she controls the frame, and women do not like when they control the frame. Yes, they will try to control the frame, but they don't really want it. They just want to see if you allow it. It's a test of sorts. And the more that you keep pushing for her time, the more it turns her off. The more it turns her off, the less likely you are to be seeing her anytime soon. And even if you do see her soon, her attraction will be low, which means it won't be a very fun interaction. She'll most likely be cold and distant, and who really wants to hang out with a cold and distant woman when you could be doing other things? The men who do hang out with that cold and distant woman typically do so as a way to get validation from her, as a way to find out where they stand, because now they're nervous that she's losing feelings. And this is just really weak behavior, and she'll smell it a mile away, turning her off even further. So what do you do in these situations where she's making herself unavailable and giving you excuses or even outright rejecting you? And it's pretty simple, really. Just politely tell her that you understand and for her to get in touch with you when she's free. Then you just go about your life and let her come to you on her own time, at her own pace. And if you have a pretty good relationship, you'll most likely be hearing from her in the next day or two. But if your relationship is on the rocks, it will probably be a bit longer. It just really boils down to when she begins to miss you. And once that happens, she will reach out, and then all you have to do is arrange a date or a get-together of some sort. However, you want to be sure that you don't come across as too eager when this happens. If you're getting nervous and feel that she's losing feelings or attraction, then you're most likely going to be real eager to see her, but you must resist that urge. Even if it's driving you crazy, you want to have a nonchalant attitude about it. Maybe even not be available to her at first. As an example, say she says that she wants to see you Friday night, but she's been quite distant and unavailable lately. So you could say that you're busy Friday, but you can see her on Saturday, or maybe even a few days after that. And this will really just increase the tension, but in a good way. I mean, she may get a little frustrated, but as I always say, it's better that a woman be a little frustrated about not getting your time when she wants it, rather than her getting burned out by seeing you all the time or whenever she wants. And women will never admit to this, but they want to long for you. They want to miss you. It increases their attraction and their obsession, almost creating a pressure cooker. And by the time she does see you, that pressure cooker is just about to explode. And this is where learning how to control your emotions will really come in handy. In fact, emotional self-control will always help you, but it's especially helpful when you really want to see her and spend time with her, but you need to increase the tension so her attraction rises. So if you find yourself in a situation where she's not making herself available, that is the message. That is where her attraction level is at that time, which is low. And when her attraction level is low, the best thing that you could do is to become scarce. You don't need to be a dick about it or get all passive aggressive. Just make yourself scarce by turning your attention to your goals and hobbies, being social with your buddies or even other girls. If she likes you, she'll be in touch soon. And if she's not in touch soon, do you really want to continue wasting your time on a girl who has lukewarm feelings about you? I mean, chasing her or trying to convince her using logic will not work. Women must feel the need to see you. And if they don't, well, there's your answer, unfortunately, at least for the time being. Now, the only time where you handle this a little differently is when you've only been on one or a couple of dates with her. In this case, her emotions are most likely not completely engaged yet, if at all. And most likely she's just not that interested, but you also may have caught her on a bad day or something. So if you really like her and want to just give it one more shot, then again, just tell her that you understand, and in this case, wait about a week or so and then get in touch with her one more time and try to arrange a date. Now, if she's still cold, she's still making excuses, and she's still not making herself available, then just tell her to contact you when she's free and expect to not hear from her anymore. And of course, you don't contact her anymore either, because by this time, you've tried to make a date twice and she's rejected you both times. You're just chasing her if you continue to reach out to her, and that will not help your cause at all. And just remember, her level of availability will align with her level of attraction for you. If you find yourself confused why you're having a difficult time seeing her, now you know. Her attraction is low. But don't panic. Usually, if you just give her a little space and let her come to you at her own pace, her attraction will begin to rise again. And get yourself out of that mindset where you start to believe that she must be with another guy just because she's being a little distant. I hear that all the time. Of course, there's always that chance that that is the case, but that's typically not the case. And by you getting yourself all stuck in your head about the possibility of another guy, you're going to begin behaving in very unattractive ways. I mean, that's just how it is. So, if you have found this video helpful, or any of my videos helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up and for you to share it with any of your friends and family. I'd also really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button down below and tick that little bell symbol next to it so you get real-time notifications of when I upload new videos. And in the description down below, not only will I have a link to both my contact page and my coaching page, but I also have a link to PayPal and my Bitcoin wallet if you deem this video worthy of a donation. So that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.